move along to public questions and comments. Thank you.
Hi.
Public comment?
Yes. Mr. McGrath, you serve the entire community, correct? You do. Sir?
Question or?
No, I'm asking you a question. Your position is to serve the entire community.
I'm employed by the district, by the village council.
Okay. You said earlier tonight that you don't want to censor anyone. You said that this evening. We sent these emails out to the entire council on the 16th. The entire conversation occurred before the deadline to go on the agenda. You were deliberately not included because we didn't want to compromise you, because you were in a delicate position with this issue. And I believe we are being censored and not treated fairly. This issue is not resolved. We have still not gotten any information about easements or variances or where Lions Bay property lies. Not all trees, according to Scott Andrew, were cut within the bounds of the survey.
I'm just going to stop right this moment. Councillor Bain, could you please preside? I'm going to recuse myself.
This is mainly, Madam Mayor, this is not about the issue itself. This is a procedural issue.
Okay. As long as it's
I want to be
procedural,
told
is other-
why this was not included in the package for the meeting. It should have been, it met the deadline. We copied reception and every single counselor with the exclusion of you because we didn't want to put you in a compromising position. So why were we not treated like everyone else?
Okay.
Please.
And I'll respond to Chamber. The very first thing is the correspondence was to me.
No, it was not.
And
I have it
and I'm
right.
not quite sure the skill Councillor Andel has to determine whether in fact all the trees were cut or not. We received, this was dealt with by council.
Sir, this is not about the tree
You asked me a
issue.
question.
Yes.
So you asked me a question. The
I'm
response,
just going to stop you for just a second. Councillor Bain, can you preside? Because I'm just going to scoot over the room. There you go, press that.
I don't have a problem dealing with things. What I do have
If
a
you
problem
would, sir,
with is-
wait, why don't you wait till she gets out then, if she is asked to leave?
What I do have a problem with is answering.
I couldn't hear you.
What I do have a problem with is answering the same question a number of times. Of course, there was a discussion with Councillor Ando who made some comments that the trees weren't cut. Council dealt with this matter. Councillor Ando says that that's not true. We received so either Councillor Ando or somebody is calling Dr. Broughton a liar because he has made the commitment that in fact all the trees were surveyed. So unless somebody is calling him a liar, I'm not quite sure who is.
Sir, this is not about the
So I'm
tree
gonna get
issue.
involved because, you brought me into it. I sketched
Are you a surveyor?
no, I'm not a surveyor, but this is from the survey. I sat there and I sketched out what it is, and so I'll pass this out to the public, and one to each of the councilors.
This is the question tree.
And so the plan was showing locations of certain top trees. So it's not all of the trees, it's only certain top trees. And it looks like it's only the certain top trees along the eastern border of the property. And so if it said all the trees, and if it said cut down trees or window trees or all of the trees, yes, this survey is correct by the surveyor, but I don't see where other lands are and how you can determine that there was no trees. They only surveyed the trees that were on the private property. They didn't survey all of the trees because it doesn't say that it's a survey of all the trees. So if you ask for something,
What did Dr. Broughton say?
that's not,
Well, what did he say?
I believe that he said that it was a survey of all the trees. I don't believe that.
Okay, so you call him a liar.
No. I'm saying, am I calling him a liar? I would say that these facts do not show that there are all the trees. I see what I see. I mean, I can go to Isle Place and I can look at the trees. They don't match this. So if this is all the trees, if he claims that this is all the trees, then yes, I am calling him a liar. Okay, that's very clear.
Okay.
I'm on record as saying that. Yes, I am calling him a liar. If he says that this survey is all the trees that were cut, because I know that he can't go and plant trees for the ones that are already cut there, and that's not going to be replaced. So I believe that the village has a duty, because he promised to made his commitment to give us a survey of all the trees. And if you go down there and you see that these are the only trees that are cut, then you can come back to council and say, yes, those are all the trees that were cut, only the ones that were on that survey that he provided, and then I won't say another word. But if you come back and you say that there was one tree more than what's on this survey, the survey that he provided, because this isn't a complete survey, but in the survey that he provided, then we're expecting you to do the due diligence of the village, protecting the interests of the village, and ensure that there's no village property, because it doesn't clearly show where any of the easements are, what is village property, whose property, everything else is. We want a survey. I believe that he made a commitment to provide a survey of all the trees, and that's what you should be asking for.
Well, I think we're a little bit off Mr. Public Other's comment, if I'm not mistaken. The issue is the communication, as I recall. I think we need to resolve this one as simply as possible. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is an issue more to do with the neighbors than it is to do with the village at this point.
No. I'm sorry, sir. We've been asking for information from the village and we have been ignored. And every time we have come to council, we've had to struggle to get the correct story out. Whether it was something we presented back on April 15th, there was a huge exchange of emails to get the correct record, even when there was a written record of what we said. We're working privately on the side to have other things corrected with a private individual that were said incorrectly about what we've said. And we still are waiting to hear about variances and things because it affects us as residents. We have not had any report or any information about potential soil erosion. The road on our street has a longitudinal crack that runs parallel with this sheer drop-off where the trees were cut. I would imagine that would be a village concern, that the road doesn't crumble away. Okay, but my immediate concern is having this on the agenda packet, because this is not a resolved matter, and this was to the entire council. I don't think we're being treated fairly. I really don't.
Yeah, to your point about having it on the agenda package, I think we can resolve that one relatively easy, can't we? Can it go
The
in?
council wishes it to be on the next agenda package and put the correspondence on the next agenda package.
Joanne, what's your opinion on this? Do you think that this is a complete survey of all the trees?
That's not.
I understand that you went down to
Just a second, hang on, if you ask a question, wait long enough to get an answer, please. Okay.
Just can we just stay on topic to what the public other's concern is? We're trying to figure a way of satisfying her need and wish of getting this onto the next council package.
Well, and sir, one other point of correction. We never asked to have this on the agenda. We never contacted anyone about this till the agenda pack came out, and we noticed it wasn't omitted, which was 5 days after the conversation occurred and 1 day before the due date of materials to go into the packet.
Right.
So I want that clear. We never asked to have it put on. We presumed it would be because it met what we thought was the criteria.
Right.
Okay. And that is evident in this. You have a copy of all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Thank you.
We just want to be treated fairly. That's it, and that everyone's treated fairly. You know, that's it.
Okay. So do we have the opportunity to go into next month's or the next meeting's correspondence?
Certainly can.
Would you be happy with that? Or?
That would be wonderful.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I think the other issue, I don't think this is sort of the time and place that we're
No,
discussing.
I would just like to say, and you can confirm this or not, that after finding it out, I made a personal visit to your home and I rang the door and I barged in. I don't usually do that, you know, all the times I've been on the council. But it did distress me very much. And they were very gracious and very, very nice and so forth. So I went personally to look at it as a governing agent of this community. And I think there perhaps there's confusion, and there are perhaps oversights that have, perhaps I'm saying, that they're not intentional. They're not, I'm not excusing anything. I'm trying to say we can get it right, okay, if we haven't done it right yet. I think the intention of this council to a person, and certainly Mr. McGrady, who works diligently and desperately on our behalf, is part of this whole team. Give us a chance to what? Put it in the council agenda for the September 2nd meeting. That's next, yes, September 2nd. And whatever comes of that, just to make sure it's correct, would you kindly send?
We've got all the material.
Is it all right?
You haven't probably seen all the material because we've been trying to take the high road on this.
Yes, I know that.
And to go through the proper channels. And we haven't wanted to make a big fuss. And we aren't concerned about trees cut on private property. We're worried about the bank falling away, and we want to know the easements and where village property lies. We want to be good neighbors.
So who would be responsible for the survey of that property as far as if it's village property? I don't know if I'm going the wrong route.
Council wants, I think we're tabled for the second.
Pardon?
We're tabled for the second on this one. Let's fix that.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that, okay? Give us till the 2nd of September, okay?
Okay, good. We can bring her around the back in, I think. Do we have any other public?
Okay.
That's it for public.
Thank you. Want to apologize for not taking it to the public presentation. It's far and away, but I just wanted to say I had gotten a request that anxiety that to ensure that the comments and participation are so anyways, that's not to take away from whatever I heard you were just say. My apologies because just the purpose of the public participation is that comment period. It's on an interactive. Anyway, so with that, not to create any but just to say thank you to all for coming this evening, and